Hello, welcome back to Learn to Teach Remotely. Earlier, I shared with you the summer model, which shows the varying degrees of technology integration. Be sure to download and read the beginner's guide, which is linked below the video. Now, we will explore how this summer model translates to our context. We will explore no-tech, low-tech, and high-tech materials. So technically, there are no-tech materials. Pen and paper are still technologies and were even considered high-tech centuries ago. But for the purposes of this video, we will call materials which are non-digital in nature as no-tech. No-tech materials fall within the substitute step in the SAMR model. At this level, you will find appropriate or direct substitute to face-to-face interaction and assessment. So how do you do this? We can via the lesson packets or modules through which are given from the school or delivered via courier. Okay, make sure that these activities are framed and scaffolded with directions and guidance of how much time they should spend, what are the sequence or the order of activities. And when you're doing this, make sure that the activity instructions are very clear to avoid confusion. Now let's go back to tech-infused instruction. Low-tech variation may fall within the substitute or an augment steps in the SAMR model. At this level, you may email students or their parents, okay, with structure of activities that you want or need be to be done or you want them to be working on. You can also create videos via Google Drive or Vimeo or YouTube, which you can share to them. Make sure that the platform that you are using are accessible. So you can limit it to Facebook or YouTube, which are easily downloadable for them. And of course, you can do standalone learning objects that can play in their USB players or in their DVD or VCD. So finally, high-tech technology variations can be used to modify and redefine existing materials. They are completely done on devices which have reliable internet connection. So some of these are learning management platforms, video conferencing like Zoom, Google Meet, like that, WebEx. You can also do multimedia and interactive apps, those 3D, so virtual reality, you can also have games like Minecraft games. So some schools issue devices and Chromebooks that can do all these things. In high-tech settings, students may be asked to create, organize, or structure interactive documents or modules within the platform. They can also do synchronous video sessions among themselves. Um, and you can also group them in breakout rooms. So they can also start a collaborative document where they can edit their work simultaneously, real time. So, but remember when doing all this or when thinking about low tech, or high tech, from an equity perspective, you have please be considerate of the technological realities of your students. Do they have reliable Wi-Fi? Do they have access to devices? And can they make sense of the platform? Do they know how to use this platform? So going high tech really involves a lot of consideration and preparation on our part. So again, we go back to the modality that you have chosen for the class. You can do a blend of no tech, low tech, and high tech integration. You don't have to choose one. As long as you are meeting the learning objectives, it matters a little what degree you choose to incorporate technology. If you are going fully online with your LMS, you can choose to use high-tech materials. You can create no low-tech materials for those without access. Just be sure that the materials hit the same learning objectives that you have set out to do. Now, a word of caution regarding the temptation of loading up your modules or online, whether they're online or printed, with what we call the busy work or busy sheet. So what are they? Busy work are the kind where the students are doing work that are fairly low level recall stuff, like filling in the blanks, um, choosing from multiple choice questions, or labeling things that has no or little educational value at all, like word searches, word scrambles, or coloring, where coloring doesn't add anything extra. So visual work, as the term implies, merely keeps them occupied and are not really contributing to meaningful learning. So I myself have been guilty of using low-level recall activities just to fill up my time and pad my quizzes. But as they say, we know better, so we do better. So let's try to avoid busy work. So how do we avoid that? So Jennifer Gonzalez, in her Cult of Pedagogy blog, suggested the use of PowerSheet as an alternative to worksheets or um, modules. PowerSheets are activities that engage learners in a more meaningful way. In your screen, she provided examples on how to turn printed modules or worksheets into PowerSheets by making sure that activities involve higher order thinking skills or HOTS. So as you can see, um, word searches, word scrambles, you can level that up by making them do graphic organizers. You have the note-taking templates like the KWL. You can have them do collecting tools. So it's basically pen and paper work, but it involves a higher order thinking skill. So Busywork can also exist digitally. There are various apps and programs that are being promoted as interactive, but are just Busywork in disguise. So I'm sure you've seen those. As teachers, we have to be discerning. These tools have potential when, but when used with discretion. But just slapping them on your LMS with no thoughts whatsoever makes them busy work. So again, we go back to the heart of instructional materials. They must be purposeful, meaningful, and supportive of learning. I will be linking below Jennifer Gonzalez podcast on this topic. So again, we cannot reiterate this enough. Technology is just a tool, okay? It is not the backbone of your instruction. You may not be physically present in your class, but your design will drive it forward. So it's all about you at the end of the day. From an equity perspective, please be considerate of the technological reality of your students. In the next section, we will tackle engaging learners and different ways of making sure that they are focusing. So till next time, happy learning!